I'm Stephanie Hansen with Stephanie's Dish, and I'm going to make a salted peanut butter Rice Krispie bar, okay? The key ingredient though is something that maybe you haven't used in Rice Krispie bars before, sweetened condensed milk. It makes them so ooey, so gooey, and they set up and they stay soft, which who doesn't want a deliciously soft Rice Krispie bar, right? So we're gonna go ahead and start in your traditional fashion. We're melting 3 tablespoons of butter in our pan, and we are going to add the sweetened condensed milk. Then we're gonna melt the peanut butter in there. Then we're gonna add our marshmallows. We're gonna add our crisp rice cereal. We're gonna use an 8 by 8 pan, and I'm gonna spray it with cooking spray. The reason I like to use an 8 by 8 pan is they're gonna be thick Rice Krispie bars, right? You could use a wider pan if you wanted to, but your Rice Krispie bars will just be a little bit thinner. I want them to look really thick and super delicious. So, all right, we're getting our butter melted. Go ahead and get our sweetened condensed milk. It looks sort of like de leche caramel. So delicious. Let's go ahead and just get that going in there. Mix it in with our butter. I don't know why I feel like I have to say butter like Paula Deen, but you know. All right, someone called me the Paula Deen of the North at the TV station I work at. So I keep thinking about Paula Deen and saying butter. All right, so we've got our butter, we've got our sweetened condensed milk. I'm gonna go ahead and add our peanut butter too, and just get a big sloppy concoction of deliciousness. Melt it up, and then we're gonna go ahead and add our marshmallows. Everything is just stirring together so beautifully. The sweetened condensed milk combining with the peanut butter, the butter. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and add I like mini marshmallows because obviously they melt faster, right? So we are gonna go ahead and get those poured in. Should have cut this in advance, but you know, this is unofficial cooking in my house. All right, we got our marshmallows going. And that just takes a while for them to heat up enough before they melt. So we will go ahead and keep stirring. Ooh, yum. I mean, Rice Krispie bars, right? I've never met one I didn't like. In fact, those Special K bars with the chocolate are my weakness. And when people bring them to parties, I tell them, only let me have 2. I have to ration myself because I love them so much. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let all of this come together before we add our Rice Krispies. All right, the peanut butter, the sweetened condensed milk, the marshmallows are all combined into this delicious marshmallowy soup. To that, I'm gonna add 6 cups of our Rice Krispies. Now here's where you need to have a little strength, people, because you wanna get all of that combined and it starts to get kind of sticky. And you want to make sure that you get all of that rice cereal covered with this deliciousness. I mean, normal Rice Krispie bars just have the packet of marshmallows and butter. Like adding the peanut butter and the sweetened condensed milk is taking this to the next level. Okay, it's ready. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna dump them into my pan. And again, you need to have a little bit of muscle here. Get all that goodness in your pan. Womp womp. Here we go. And again, it's gonna be high because I wanted tall, thick, meaty peanut butter Rice Krispie bars. Okay, we are gonna get them pressed in. Oh, that's delicious. A little bit on my hands. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get one of my tools. My big spatula, the mother spatula, the spatula of all spatulas. And she's gonna help us push them down. Of course it's a she, right? Everyone else's spatulas are men, mine are female. All right, here we go. We got it all pushed down in here. Get that little crispy bit out. We've got them nice and high in our pan. And while they're still warm, I'm gonna do the final magic. You ready for it? Little crushed peanuts, just to press on the top, just to give it a little bit more of that peanutty goodness, a little more crunch. It takes that sweet, creamy, marshmallowy flavor and just gives it a little more oomph. And then what makes these salted peanut butter Rice Krispie bars? A little bit of Maldon sea salt. Now, you can use regular kosher salt, but if you do, use a very little bit because it's pretty salty. The Maldon sea salt flakes are larger and they're not as salty. So it's really more of a finishing salt, so you can use a little bit more without coming away with a total salt bomb. But whenever you have something that's super sweet and you add a little bit of salt to it, it really tames down that sweetness, but still just enhances all of that savory ingredient. So we've got the peanuts, just kind of pushing things down a little bit here. I want those peanuts to adhere to the top. I'll let this set up before we cool it, but that is a salted peanut butter Rice Krispie bar. Yum. Bring these to any party, cut them, stack them, put them on a tray. You're gonna be the hit of the party. You can find this recipe and all the recipes that I do at stephaniesdish.com.